Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We've got a 2v2 for you all on the Western Front today. On the Allied side, we have Kinky as British Royal Armoured Regiment. And Professor as American Rifle Company. Ooh. On the German side, we have Prince as Infanteriedivision for the Wehrmacht. And Clanzer as Panzer Division for the Wehrmacht. Ooh. We're gonna have a very good mixed force then. The Americans are gonna be mostly infantry based, bringing out the 29th, the blue and grey, while the British are gonna be Royal Armoured, so that means we might see a lot of heavier vehicles coming out later on for the Commonwealth to support the American allies. We have a combined allied push here at Aachen. Or at least the outskirts of Aachen. We are somewhere in Western Germany. I believe Aachen is in Western Germany. It might be in Belgium today, actually. I'm not sure. No, I am pretty sure it's in Germany. I have not been in that part of Germany, though, so I'll make mistakes. But you can definitely see the Germans have dug in here and have prepared to try and hold the advance of the Allies. But now the Allies are coming. The Wehrmacht has set up along this river here. They're gonna try and hold the Allies at bay. We also have a big red one coming in. These three echelon are gonna throw a pineapple. Nice. Supporting their British allies indirectly. Or well, directly, kind of. We have some Volksgrenadiers coming on the southern flank here. Throwing a Brandflasche over on these British riflemen. Oh, that's not good. Good thing it landed right behind them, though, so they're not going to take as much damage. Mills bomb coming in. Oof. But Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers from various divisions are present here to try and hold the Allies at bay. The Americans definitely need to aid their British ally. He's taking too much of the brunt currently. These guards, armored riflemen, are doing their best though. Americans with the big red one are present. More British riflemen are coming up too. More American riflemen are coming up now. Guess the Allies are going to push very much together on this one. Blue and grey have been ordered to be on the flank for some reason. Fascinating. Pegasus division might get overrun here. That's a lot of firepower coming in on them. Oh, sorry, I am talking a bit fast. Pineapple going there, retreating, good to see. But will they get out of there? Looks like they might. Oh, these Grenadiers are not going to get out of there though. Blue and grey got too close. More Grenadiers being called up to try and hold the line.
We have new units. Our lines of supply are disrupted.
The blue and grey are achieving that allows the Americans to get even more men in the field. Oh, that was a Brandflasche from the Volksgrenadiers, killing those blue and grey troops. But Germans are being overrun and they haven't captured the connection points. Oh, that's gonna make it even worse. The Brits and Americans are working very well together here, as you'd like to see. Two of the best allies in the game working together. Americans are pulling back to reinforce. Vickers have been put up by the British, though. That should allow the British to win out this engagement, I'm pretty sure. But the Grenadiers are stubborn, and they will refuse to give up this position. More Grenadiers coming up too. Along the entire front. Blue and grey desperately trying to dig in. We're already under fire. Bulgaria 43 is being armed for some of the Grenadiers at the front line. Pioneers pushing upwards. Or blue and grey gonna be trying to stop them, but I don't think they're gonna get there in time. Oh, they stopped up. They stopped up though. Geballladung. We're actually not holding the flank here. Oh, looks like some of the British riflemen are being armed with a Boyce AT rifle. 55 caliber rifle.
Ready to set up artillery and air support command for from a new forward base.
It looks like all the guards riflemen are being armed with it.
Air support standing by.
Riflemen are being armed with a BR, and a 30 cal has been placed here too. Well, we have a very big firefight that just keeps going here. It's nice to see. Oh, he did turn the MG to face them though. Very smart by the British player. That's gonna mow down these Germans. I think those grenadiers are all dead. Yeah, that's a costly one. Vertical set up here for the Americans. Vertical here with the riflemen. Are they still holding the hedge? Well, the stone fence. Stone wall? The Germans need to get some better weapons out. We have some Panzer Grenadiers arriving now. More Gewehr 43s being armed to the Grenadiers. Guess they want to go for more semi-automatic weapons due to the ranges they're fighting at. The Panzer Grenadiers are almost pressing out. They've not been armed with any specialized equipment though, because the Germans are just lacking in munitions. A very good reflection of how it was in the war. Especially late war. More Grenadiers are arriving. The Germans really want to keep this stone fence. Blue and Grey are trying to push up again against these Volksgrenadiers. Grenadiers have to quickly get up there and reinforce. They've been armed with scoped STGs, or as a scoped STG rather. Pioneers pushing up here, probably to get behind the sandbags. Oh, and Command Lux has arrived too. Always a good choice. Blue and Grey are gonna have to fall back because of that. Still what the Allies are getting. We have Command Valentine here.
Infantry squads are ready.
Now the British command tanks actually have fake cannons, so this is actually not a real cannon. You cannot shoot with it. It's literally just a mobile radio post. Mortar arriving for the Americans too, and an AT gun as well. Oh, mortar barrage being called in by the Lux. The 57mm is actually a funny little American thing, because the Americans, I don't believe, had any AT gun like of a small to medium caliber like this one. So they essentially borrowed the one the British has and just were permission to use it. It's basically the exact same AT gun the British used. Oh, more Grenadiers are dying. Lux is being very brave here. Just be careful, there is boys AT rifles, which I think can pierce the Panzer II in some spots. Oh, Grenadiers with the scope, with the vampire scope on the STG. Oh, killing the mortar with a rifle grenade. That's amazingly done. They're taking heavy losses though. NT-42 for the Germans here. Pegasus division coming up, some stormtroops of the 352nd. Arriving with... oh, they're armed with Gewehr 43s too. He really likes to use the Gewehr 43s. Now, this is a very unique unit infantry gets. They can only get one in at a time. They can call in artillery, actually, which is a very neat ability. You have a Lieutenant coming in too with his retinue. Because he's infantry division, his officers can actually work as full-on combat units, as 5-man squads. Yeah, but the Pegasus division has to get out of there. They're losing too many troops to the Allied firepower. Command Valentine and the 30 cal, well, the Vickers, is doing a lot of hurt on them. But now they do have a lieutenant present to oversee the battle at the front. That's actually a thing the Germans had a lot of. Their officers actually had a tradition of fighting at the front line alongside their men. while boosting the men's morale, it actually, in the long run, kind of was a bad thing, because the Germans started to lose a lot of their officers simply to attrition. Meaning late war, they didn't really have a lot of capable officers left. So, yeah, think about that what you will. Oh! Universal Carrier arriving here with a... who are these guys? I suppose once they get out, we can have a look at them. I think these are the Yorkshire rifles? Yorkshire rifles? Or the King's Own? They might be the King's Own, actually. The Guards Armored Riflemen are just doing their job here. The press in the front line. Officers have been armed with Gewehr 43s as well. I guess this German infantry division has been armed heavily with semi-automatic rifles. Yes, this is the King's Own Yorkshire rifles. These are essentially really good recon infantry you can get as Royal Armoured, that you can generally use to replace the Guards Armoured when you get enough command points to call them in. I think overall they're just better. Oh, they're being out with a Lewis gun. Ooh. A World War I British light machine gun that was still good enough to be used in the Second World War. Our Panzergrenadiers have been armed with the Sturmgewehrs. Gonna make them a little bit at assaulting and supporting. This is being a very brave looks right here. Calling out artillery on the front line. They want to get rid of it. Yeah, they got rid of it.
We lost an anti-tank gun.
Meanwhile, the Lieutenant is calling out artillery too. This red team trying to take cover. Panzer IV F1 trying to get around here. I think that building's going to go down. Yeah, a few more shots and the building is down. And it's going to be a big German infantry push up behind it. So to be careful though. It's only an F1. It only has a very short gun. It's pretty well armored though. But the British are kind of trying to get around and throw anti-tank grenades at it, I think. So I'm pretty sure the AT rifle is not going to be enough to damage an F1. Command! Valentine has no gun! So, not sure what that's about. You might not realize that it has a fake gun. Oh, Stormtroopers have to pull back, but they might die. Yeah, that's a dead Stormtrooper squad. Looks like the German infantry is suffering a lot to get some ground here for the... to try and retake some ground. Actual Valentine tank has arrived. This one has an actual gun. And that could actually threaten the F1. But at this short range, the F1 can penetrate easily. I can see the push, meanwhile the other flank I didn't see. So far it looks like a very good match. Back 40 set up here for the Wehrmacht. Armed by some Panzergrenadiers. Ostdeutschland being called in. Infantry division has lost a lot of troops. Beerbox Panzer arriving. Oh, that's not good. Oh, there's an SMG here. Luke's is going to probably take care of that pretty easily. American Lieutenant is also present.
Rear echelon squad ready for action. Tank support is here. Sherman ready. We have lost an MG team. Ready to go.
That's an armored guards tank crew without the tank? Huh. I guess he did not want to bother calling in the tank then, just wants them in for artillery support then. Stormtrooper's already being pinned by a Lewis gun. But the F1 is still present. It's just lacking in health at the moment. Another F1 coming in. 80 gun might be enough here though. Yeah, and so it is. I think those Stormtroopers have to get out of that. They've been armed with an LMG-42 though. Oh, Großlein took some heavy hits. Guess it was the pack howitzer because yeah, there's a pack howitzer here. And also an A2 Sherman has arrived for the Americans. Fortunately, the Germans do have a stock. Well, command stock, but still. It does look like, however, though, that the infantry division has taken a lot of heavy losses. Still need to try and survive while the Panzer division picks up the slack briefly. Pack howitzer is definitely going to become a problem for the Germans, I think. Oh, the Stuk is doing a really good job though against the Sherman. As you would expect, the stock is generally a very good weapon. Not sure what the hell is happening with the pack howitzer shot. Oh, good shot there from the AT gun. Oh, not good. That Stuk really has to pull back. Artillery being called in though by the looks. F1 has arrived for the Wehrmacht. Oh well, for the infantry. They're both Wehrmacht. Granatwerfer coming out for the infantry division. So the A2 being called in for the Americans. British have gotten another of the King's Zone. Oh, and I think we're gonna see the Coldstream Guard. Yeah, the Coldstream Guard are really interesting. They're essentially the oldest still serving Royal British regiment, I believe. And they are armed entirely, like literally entirely, with American equipment. I do think you can upgrade them with some British stuff though, but they are almost entirely using American equipment. So they are much more aggressively oriented than the other British units, like Thompsons, Carbines. They arrive with M1 Garands, I believe. So that's a very intriguing unit. Very cool guys, by the way. And I need to arrive for the United States. Packhouse are still present, and the guy could definitely be a big threat. Oh, that Grenadier squad is not in a good position. They're running straight into British fire.
The freshwater viaduct. We are suffering losses.
Mortar has been set up by the infantry to support their ally. Artillery being called in too. But that's a lot of artillery.
We lost a gun crew.
Let's open up for the command looks to move up. If they can get rid of that AT gun, they should actually be safe. Because Americans lack good infantry and anti-tank equipment. And it's going to be in a very good position here. But there's an A2 Sherman, it's going to be arriving. Oh, a boy's AT rifle got a shot on it. Oh, Stucado! But he got destroyed. Infantry is getting a Stuk, though. Another MG42. It's just going for a Firefly. Not sure if Firefly is needed currently, but I wouldn't know. The Americans gonna prepare to push though with the A2. However, it is still stuck to help stop them. Großdeutschland is sticking back in the base with a Panzerschreck currently. The pack house is providing a problem again. Oh, good shot though from the German mortar. Explosive Grenadiers. Oh. Stuk is present again. Ah, machine guns took down the Grenadiers. Both sides having a trouble penetrating each other. Oh no, the Sherman got a penetrating shot. And then the Stuk got a returning penetrating shot. And the Stuk went out again. But then the AT gun shot it.
A medium tank was just lost.
Großdeutschland's trying to push up though. There's going to be too much American infantry fire suppressing them. Most of them probably need to reinforce, but there's no one here to hold the front. Plus, the British don't know that they can just try and move up. They don't know that the Germans don't have much there. Firefly is present, though. Essentially a Sherman armed with a British 17-pounder. It was actually really crammed inside that thing. It was, as I understand, it was really inaccurate because of it too. But the British wanted a 17-pounder mounted on a mobile platform. And the Sherman seemed to actually be able to handle the weight of it. So there's that. Double Panzer Grenadiers being called in, some Grenadiers too. So the Panzer Division is going all out and getting more infantry in to support it. The infantry division, though, is still lacking infantry. But infantry can be expensive after all. Oh, Pack 88, oh, well, Pack 43, so that's an 88mm going on. This gun is going to be able to deal with practically anything the Americans pull out. And the British, for that matter. It's got a long range too. That's going to essentially make the center here impossible for the Allies to push up with armor. Unless they bombard it to hell somehow. But an 88mm, that is very dangerous. Looks like it's all quiet on the front for now. Germans are planning a demolition charge here. Guess they want to clear the terrain blockers, or view blockers.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Did it work for them? I think it did. Pack 40 set up too, Panzer Grenadiers. The entire front line has become a little bit of an artillery fight. Oh, an American sniper has arrived. Taking up position between these two dragons' teeth. That's a lot of Panzer Grenadiers, though. They're being holed up in a very small spot. All the 30 cals are pinning them alongside the PAR. Oh! High explosive shot from the pack!
They got wiped out.
Oh my god, that was brutal! Oh, but the German mortars are not doing too well, though. That pack shot, though, that was brutal. Oh, that sounds like a howitzer. Oh, a sexton! British have gotten a sexton! A mobile artillery platform. Based again on the Sherman chassis, I think. It's gonna put a lot of fire down on the German lines. Warstein is gonna try and take out the American sharpshooter here. Down the open like that, I think the sharpshooter behind heavy cover has the advantage. The pack outs are coming up too. What are the Germans gonna do to turn this around? Double 88! Oh my! Also a flak gun has been set up here on the high ground. Not a bad call, actually. But now the British are gonna run into the flak and the Stoßtruppen. Good attempts at probing though. But I might just think there's too many troops covering it now. Especially with the flak gun. Good deception. But double 88s. That is a risky play. It will stop any Allied armor though, flat in its tracks. That's no way around that.
Firefly ready to run.
Second Firefly coming. I think the British have not realized that the Germans are not that tank heavy today. Even the Panzer Division has no panzers. The Hauptmann has to arrive without any vehicle. Not really the best thing. Oh, that's because he was in the Stuttgart district before. It's just a surviving crew. Pulling down artillery here. 10.5 centimeter. American captain trying to come up, but he got pinned. Oh, and a sharpshooter got destroyed.
I've got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
The Americans are definitely taking the brunt of the fighting. The British are kind of just laying back and waiting. And so just gonna try and push up, but there is another Sherman. Light infantry gun here present for the Wehrmacht. Stuk is moving up too. Ostdeutschland pushing forwards. Mortar shell hitting near the light infantry gun. Oh, got hit by the flank there, I think. Oh, good job there with the Panzerschreck. But the Sherman is still operational. And then the Panzerfaust too. Very nicely done. There's a lot of artillery coming in on them. Is that a King Tiger? Or that's a normal Tiger being called in? Still, the Tiger will be a shock, but the British do have Fireflies, which I think can pierce the Tiger with no issue. Oh, we have some Jaegers arriving now for the infantry. Elite light infantry troops, trained for essentially rough terrain duties, which I'm not sure really this is. Well, I suppose this could be considered rough terrain, kind of. If you play on a winter map, they actually are immune to the effects of blizzards, so they can't freeze to death.
The HQ has been improved again.
Being armored with an LMG-42 and 2 scope Sturmgewehrs. Oh, but artillery shell lands right near them. Prompting them to retreat immediately because the British are now here. Some of the King's own troops have arrived. Using the Lewis gun, as the Americans really want that Sherman back. Artillery being called in though by the lieutenant. Oh, killing the crew on the back howitzer again. Tiger tank will be here shortly though. And then we'll see what the Allies do to deal with that. Back howitzer being crewed again. Probably not a good idea to have it in the water. Most of the time moving up again, but they're out in the open. Yeah, I do have the Tiger tank arriving though. Tiger 1 arriving to defend the fatherland. Ah, the Germans want to destroy the German wreck. But it would be very risky to try and repair that thing where it is. Grenadier coming in for the Volksgrenadiers here. Now, what are the Germans going to do with this Tiger is the question. Looks like the infantry commander is taking up entirely. Might be going for Brumbeer. I think it's the Brumbeer that get the Stupa. Oh, and there the Sherman goes up in flames, the ammo cooked off. I wouldn't stand near that thing if I were them. Probably really, really hard. Artillery being called in. The Tiger and the Panzergrenadiers along with a normal Grenadier squad. Probably gonna try and move up. Oh, that was rapid response artillery, I think. Yeah, I don't think the Allies were prepared for a Tiger tank to come that way. The Allies do have Fireflies ready though, and they have been armed with rockets, tulips. These things should be able to chew through the Tiger if they can hit it. It's not guaranteed. The Firefly's not very accurate. Oh, Karkos are going to penetrating shot on the damage. Oh, the tulip rockets! Oh yeah. And he's calling the GG already. That is surprising. Well, let's see if it lasted longer, because they fought bravely, but I understand after they lose the Tiger like that can be very discouraging.
Artillery has arrived.
The light infantry gun arriving. The infantry commander is sending up more troops. Well, the Panzer commander actually. Oh, that pack howitzer is just so lethal. Light infantry gun got it though. Oh, we also have a major here for the American Rifle Company. And he's calling in 155mm barrages. This area is being flattened. They should probably start moving. Oh yeah, that's not good for that Großdeutschland. Stu 42 coming in. A Stu armed with a howitzer instead of a normal gun. The light infantry gun seems to be moving about. Might be aiming for specific targets. Ah, they're gonna try and take out the Fireflies. Unfortunately, there's a mortar and counter barrage for the British. And the Jaegers here should do pretty good if they can just get the shots off. Costume Guard having to retreat. I think the Jaegers will win up there. Oh, that MG44 on the Jaegers is just so lethal. Artillery being called in at 88 though. Now the Jaeger squad are arriving. The only people underestimate the MG34 for some reason. You really shouldn't, it's a very good machine gun. Just like the MG42 is. All the artillery being called in though on this side of the river. 2 more Fireflies being called in for the British Royal Armoured. Got a pack outside arriving for the British Rifle. Another Tiger arriving for the Panzer Division. The issue with the Tiger though was he moved it up way too far. That's generally not what you want to use a Tiger for. The Tiger should be used for long-range brawling. You should probably always send in infantry first. Pretty good match though so far. This is really good looking. Not much action in this front though. It's mostly happening on this side of the river. But another Tiger has arrived. Guess the Wehrmacht really wants to hold this river crossing. That's the other. Oh, that's another sexton. Okay, guess the British are coming down on more artillery now. Now there is a Stu present though, and the Stu can be used for artillery, and it looks like he already has. Probably didn't hit much though. More 76 Shermans coming up. These could actually pierce the Tiger with ease, I think. The Tiger's advantage at this point is it has an 88mm gun, which very little can stop. Let's see what the Stu is doing. Oh, Sherman's pushing forwards. That's very aggressive armor. Oh, they want to get rid of 88.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
I think the 88 actually blocked them for the high explosive shot.
We have lost a pack gun.
The blast shield. Tiger's gonna get in range though soon. That's one Sherman down. Yeah, the allies have to be careful about the Tiger. They cannot really face it in a long-range engagement. They have to fight it up close. Or use the tulips on the Firefly. German has to be very wise how to use this Tiger. Oh, and that's German is practically dead now. Oh, they cannot... That's German is lucky! There we go, now it's gone, though.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Jäger's present. Oh, the British are trying to make a push in the other flank. So the Jäger's gonna have to relocate. Coldstream Guard moving up to arm with a bazooka on top of the Thompsons. They are being suppressed, trying to come up. Oh, the flag got decrewed. No wonder they're trying. Artillery going in here. There's two coming up for the infantry.
Tank ready, await.
Americans get under 76. This is where the rifle division kind of starts to fall off because they are lacking in late game armor. Flag is now operational again, and the Jaegers are going to be able to open fire. Fireflies moving up pretty bravely, I must say. Not as much yet I can threaten it. This Tiger, though, has to be very careful where it moves. It's kind of going to be the linchpin of their defense for a while, I believe. Yeah, the Jaegers are generally a very good choice for defense. Oh, Sextons are firing.
We have a forward structure.
Ah, they're aiming for the they're aiming for the flag again. That's not gonna work out for well. Tiger is relocating to the southern flank though. So is the Stu by the looks of it. Because the Germans are planning to make a push somewhere, a counter push. They've been too long in the defensive, and that's gonna be to the Allies' advantage. Command Valentine arriving again. Lots of British forces are just waiting.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
American forces are gonna try and make a push up again, somewhat. Meanwhile, the Panzer Grenadiers are gonna be digging in, preparing for the defense. But here comes the Tiger. Oh, Sexton's just straight in her, that's not good. Firefly present though. Sextons are getting really good shots on the Tiger.
A pack gun is ready for orders.
Another pack arriving for the Germans. Not sure who actually wins this engagement at this range. Oh, here the Americans come. Big push. 88 is present though, but it's not firing.
We have lost a squad.
The Americans are always very good at pushing generally. Artillery coming into German positions though. That Tiger needs repairs. I guess the Pioneers are being relocated for that duty.
Sherman ready to go.
British have not got much else yet.
Ready to do all.
Stock ready.
Playing the front line, keeping an eye on these Jaegers here.
Stock reports contact.
Oh, Tulips hit out the Stuk here. That's a Panzer F1, my bad. Oh, those Hauptlager got a bit too close.
Our brave infantry is dying.
I think the sniper here was actually the one who provided the spotting ability. pack house is going to be a problem though for the Germans, unless they can get rid of it. The Germans indeed need that Tiger operational. Another Großdeutschland coming in.
Squad, ready to move. Yes. Enemy armor is engaged us. Grenadiers.
Oh, these Grenadiers are going to be in a bad position. Artillery coming in on them. Panzer Grenadiers are rearming the packs. They can actually reinforce from this position because they're that close to the base. Packhouse is going to start threatening though. Ah, he wants to get rid of that because it's a side blocker. And normal fire grenades are not going to do that, I think. Tiger is almost operational though.
Our base is under attack.
That Packhouse is in a very vulnerable position now. Indeed, the Germans smote them down.
Just got wiped out.
Oh, the Panzer Grenadiers died again. Oh, not good. We have some Großdeutschland troops coming out though. Smoke in the front line. Oh. Artillery. White phosphorus artillery coming in here on the southern German line. Brutal stuff. Didn't do that much damage here, just hit the Jaegers mostly.
Tiger ready.
Tiger 1 is operational again though. And the longer the Allies swayed, the more heavy tanks the Panzer Division could start getting out to try and counter. We have a priest coming out though for the Americans. I guess they're going full on artillery this game.
Where do you want us?
Oh, a centaur. Huh. Practicing out the American vehicles one by one. Grenade going in by the Großdeutschland. Ah, didn't do much damage though. But Tiger is ready for duty. They just need to decide where to spend it. Not spend it, utilize it is probably the better word. Infantry Lieutenant and Stormtroopers end up on the hill here.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
Jaeger's moving now, and the Tiger too. Oh shit, the Stu killed the officer! Killed their own officer, that's not a friendly fire. And the Jaegers got killed by the Coldstream. But the Coldstream are dead, so now it's just the King's Own here at the front line. What's the armed with a Lewis and a Bren? A lot of machine gun fire. Yeah, but the Allies are gonna start pushing now. The Germans need to do something to pull them back. Großdeutschland and Panzer Grenadiers are digging up more front lines here. Oh, Jagdpanzer has arrived for the Germans. A very good little weapon here. This thing is exceptionally heavily frontally armored and sloped. It has to have the same gun as the Panther. It's a really good package. Oh, another tulip rocket! The Tiger survived though, so it has to get out of there. And the Jagdpanzer is saving it somewhat, but it's also blocking its way. Yeah, the Tiger has to pull out. If they have repair stations on their base, they would probably help, but they don't. That's up to the pioneers to do all the work. Americans making another push on the front line. Smoking it and pushing the blue and grey up first. Tulip Rocket tried to hit the Jagdpanzer but missed, I think.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Russland here var been out with Gewehr 43s with the STG magazine. Very interesting. So they essentially have 30 round magazines with the Gewehr 43s. More Fireflies because the Brits are really going for a heavy on the Fireflies. Not the Jagdpanzer going in for the infantry. They do need it. The Americans have a lot of 30 cals now. Artillery's just landing everywhere. Priest opening fire too. Oh, and they're packed straight into Großdeutschland. But 2 of the troops were back at the base, so they survived. As a squad, anyway. But it's not looking good at front. The Tiger will probably need to relocate once it's repaired. LMG machine gun fire from the Grenadiers here to support. Oh, a direct pack shot right there. It's not looking good. There we go, the pack house has gone again. Tiger is moving though. The Jagdpanzer riding for the Wehrmacht. Centaur relocating over here. That's gonna be for a surprise when the Tiger shows itself. So much artillery landing here. Tiger's having a hard time position due to this fortified position. Well, Panzer Grenadiers, some Volks Grenadiers and some normal Grenadiers to replace the losses. Oh, Jagdpanzer is here though, so the Centaur might actually be in for another surprise. Oh, but that's an immobilized Jagdpanzer! But he can shoot. Explosive shell being loaded in by the Tiger. Killing one of the riflemen's. Rifleman squads entirely anyway. Or Großdeutschland being called into. But the Germans are in desperation mode right now. Oh, Firefly trying to be in the flank here. They have to be very wary where those Fireflies move. The Jagdpanzer will become operational again, though. There we go. Oh, Panzer Grenadiers been down with the Panzer Strict there was laying on the ground. Nice to see. Artillery going in. I think this is from the Priest.
Man your station. Okay, that does it. Ready for orders.
That's a lot of Fireflies. Wow. There's probably a limit on how many Fireflies you can have at a time. Yeah, the infantry division is still very low on troops, though. Have to be careful what they do. Oh! So much artillery going in!
Headquarters attacked.
Oh, the stormtroopers are holding! Wow! You have a Panzerfaust ready for when the Valentine comes out. Wow! They didn't even take a single loss. Very nice to see. Tiger is operational again to move. Well, it's been operational for a while. But I think now it's making its move. They're gonna take the northern road here, where there's less chance of a Firefly. And also less chance of being hit by artillery. Oh yeah, now the Americans are suffering losses. As the Jägers and the Panzer Grenadiers working together, it's a really good combination. We have to be very careful with that Tiger, though. Pineapple going in on them. Is that a King Tiger? Oh my god, we have a King Tiger coming! The Germans are going all in on this defense. So much artillery. But I think the Großschleusern might get out of there.
An officer is awaiting orders.
Another officer lieutenant without his Panzer II. Oh my god, they're just getting everything in at this point. The British need to push for the southern flank, I think. Yeah, because the Germans are like an 8C down here, at least long range. Bring another blink corporal. That's a high explosive shot though. But the Jagdpanzer can relocate quickly. You just need someone to spot for it. Well, that's a command Panzer F1, a Panzer J coming out. I think that those fireflies might be in for a shock. Oh shit, overshot! But it's a Jagdpanzer. It's very frontally armored. But the Firefly's flanking, or trying to get close. Now they cannot shoot each other because they're too close. Oh, but can it turn around fast enough? Oh, I think the Jagdpanzer might be in trouble. The King Tiger has arrived though. The Königstiger. Oh my god. This is going completely off the rails now.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Germans are indeed pulling everything into support to hold this little river crossing. Try and hold the allies from getting across. Firefly's pushing up though. It's gonna be able to flank this command J. Oh! And to the rockets. But he overshot! But he was too close. Oh, immobilized King Tiger. There we go, it's moving again though. The Allies have to be very careful though. Now the Germans have two very heavy tanks on the field. The Tiger though can probably be handled a lot easier. The King Tiger is going to be hard, but the King Tiger is a clunky piece of work. It has a lot of engine troubles and it'll generally break down very easily. That's a common trait for heavy tanks, by the way. Like, they generally are too heavy to actually operate efficiently. The others have prepared as much AT and anti-tank as they can up there now. Jagdpanzer pushing northwards. They have a Firefly here to get rid of. So much artillery coming in for the Allies, which is, to be honest, not wrong. Oh, two rockets are undershot. They hit right in front of the Jagdpanzer. Tiger on the kill. So much artillery going in this area. The Allies don't want these tanks to move forward, but they do need infantry support in order to move, so good call. Jagdpanzer went down though, it moved too far north. I guess we're probably gonna get a good sighting here, potentially. Yeah, good shot right there. Looks like a tank team has been called in by the Americans. Generally considered a suicide job. Nobody wanted to be the guy who went out to destroy tanks. The priest is still trying to lay down a barrage of fire. But Germans need us to retake that field point. Jaeger's holding the southern flank here, pretty nice. Using the LMG-34. Oh, that was a very good shot by the artillery, hitting the side of the King Tiger, destroying its tracks. The piece is proven to be a very accurate artillery piece right now.
Riflemen are now equipped with observation packages.
Yes.
'88 has been remanned. Great assault going in for the tank hunters. And now the tank can move up without impunity. Does American infantry lack any good AT capability? It's not looking good for that Panzer, that King Tiger though. It's taking a lot of hits. I think the Germans could upgrade for maintenance bunkers on their base though. They'll both repair their base and send troops and engineers out to repair the King Tiger. Well, this is gonna be hit by heavy artillery now, I think. It doesn't look like penetration yet. And calibers might not be heavy enough to damage it with shrapnel. Oh, one hit! Oh, I think that King Tiger might be done for. There it goes. The other Tiger is still operational though. But the Allies used a lot of munitions to get rid of that King Tiger. And the Jagdpanzer present. Firefly taken out by the 88. Artillery going into the base now. Oh, the Allies are going all out. Oh, man, that sucks.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. The sector has been cut off.
So much artillery coming in though. They are too clumped up. There's a lack of cover, so I understand why. They are becoming easy targets for the British artillery. Another King Tiger. Wow, okay.
Our HQ is under attack.
Going a little far out.
Keep it short.
The Allies have invested a lot in artillery though, that's kinda nuts. Ooh, Howard Shell didn't do a single thing. It's moved too far up though, it needs infantry to spot for it. Oh, good shot! Once again, the Jagdpanzer proving why it's so good. It's immobilized though. The Panzer IV command tank, though, is doing a very decent job, actually, protecting it.
Infantry contact!
Firefly's trying to flank, though. But the 88 is present. If it gets too... Oh! Very smart, just the tulip rockets on the actual target, actual Fed first. Americans are starting to push up a lot, though. Germans should probably have gotten the preventive maintenance so the base will repair itself. It generally stops artillery from destroying your base. But the Allies are able to push up now bit by bit. The Germans are on the back foot. These Jaegers, though, continuously just prove to be valuable whenever they get to some cover. These stormtroopers down here are still holding on. But these King's Own is getting too close. More artillery coming in. Oh, they're getting killed out now. Oh wow, the flanking shots from these pioneers. You might be able to save the stormtroopers. Second King Tiger has arrived though. Indeed, the stormtroopers are saved. Yeah, he's pulled them out as he should. But a second King Tiger when the first King Tiger didn't do much. It'll probably be very easily immobilized though. That's the kind of issue with heavy tanks, which is kind of on purpose. Heavy tanks are kind of meant to be weak to being isolated and immobilized. That's kind of the whole point of them. They're meant to be clunky and not always the most efficient option. Wow, that's a lot of artillery being called in at this end.
Now have access to additional battlefield options.
King Tiger is moving forwards though. It's probably a very dead Sherman. Yep, that's a very dead Sherman. I don't think the Jaegers can hold on. Oh, they got the NMG-42. They might be able to win now. But the artillery, though, is too much for them. Tiger is ready, though. Right, these priests are just pounding them endlessly at this point. Where's the King Tiger gonna the King Tiger's relocating south. King Tiger is staying north, evidently. Not sure what this officer's doing. Yeah, but I would highly recommend if you're dealing with artillery to always get the preventive measures. That's always a good way of stopping an enemy from destroying your base with artillery.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. The enemy has broken our supply lines. We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
So like the infantry division and the Tiger might do a push south on the southern flank, while the King Tiger tries to hold the north. I don't know. Yak Panzer's also arrived again.
Tiger needs orders. Tiger ready. Tiger here.
They have to be very, very careful with their tanks, though, because the Allies will just artillery whatever they see.
Panzer here.
Both stars are moving up again. Jagdpanzer moving forwards again. That's a captured Jagdpanzer! That's not something you see every day.
Squad knocked out.
There's still more artillery being called in. I would highly recommend getting preventive maintenance on the Waffenkammer whenever you get it. Whenever you can afford to. It's surprisingly handy. Double Fireflies on the northern front now. Guess they want to hunt down that King Tiger. These priests just don't stop, do they? King Tiger's gonna get a good shot here though. And that's one Firefly gone.
The Scharfschütze has arrived.
Good with the smoke though from the Americans. Oh, looks like the British want to get rid of the Tiger. But they're gonna get into the range of the Jagdpanzer. And there's also a pack on the hill. Oh, grenades coming in the Ghost Deutschland. Oh.
Infantry squad has been killed.
The King Tiger is still holding this front though. Somehow. And there's much left of a field here. There used to be a field here, if you wondered. Oh god. All this artillery is just destroying the land.
Squad, ready to move.
And here they fire again.
Engine ticking over. Check stations. Get ready.
And they mobilize the Tiger again. Rapid response artillery. Germans need to get those tracks operational again on the Tiger. While it's sitting ducks, it's just gonna get worse. Stormtroopers are still holding the flank here. But they're trying to get rid of the pack.
The enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
The Germans do have to push now if they want to have a chance of winning. The longer they wait, it's better for the Allies. Tulips! And that's the power of the tulips right there. And that's why I think the Fireflies should probably be limited to 2 at a time. Because it's a pretty ridiculously powerful ability to have. The King Tiger is still operational now.
Tank ready and waiting.
Another Tiger being called in. I'll probably have gone for a Panther if it was myself. The Panther has more frontal armor. There's double is 3 inches there. Artillery going in immediately on the King Tiger. Yeah, that thing has to pull back now. That is a lot of artillery coming in. That's fire for effect heat. So he needs to move back immediately. He's still in the range of it though. So if he was lucky. That one didn't penetrate. He shouldn't stay there though. All it takes is one good heat shield to penetrate. And there goes the headquarters.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
The British is just able to overman it due to the sheer amount of fireflies they can get. He needs to get some ways to get more troops. But I think it's about to be over. There's not much the Axis can do much more to keep the Allies at bay. Another Tiger has arrived though. But I think it's just a little too late at this point. They need to get that thing repaired. But I was going to get ready to these 3 inches, and I think the 3 inches will just penetrate this thing. And the Firefly is just doing too much. And the King Tiger is just moving up without any being fully repaired. And the 3 inches are punching through the King Tiger. I think it's over. It was a good attempt by the Germans though. They did a lot of a comeback, or tried to, but it's just the sheer amount of artillery and the Fireflies, I think, was way too much. I personally think the Fireflies should be limited to 2 at a time because it's so ridiculously good at doing what it does. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye!